everyone, welcome to Adventures in Everyday Cooking, where every day can be an adventure in your kitchen. My name is Heather, and if you're new here, welcome to the channel. And if you're not, guess what time it is? Pumpkin and spice. It is fall, y'all, and it is time for all the pumpkin recipes that you can handle. Now, before you turn this off, don't worry, I'm not gonna go totally overboard on pumpkin recipes, but you better believe there's gonna be a few because, hello, pumpkin is delicious. What are we gonna do today? We are going to make a sourdough discard pumpkin bread recipe. Now, I have made tons of pumpkin bread in my lifetime, but never have I seen a sourdough discard recipe. I probably have seen it in the past, but I never was intrigued by it because I didn't have sourdough. But now I'm doing sourdough and I have sourdough discard. So I'm super excited about this recipe. I'm super excited to share the process with you. So let's get started with our beautiful pumpkin spice recipe. Ready? Let's go. Okay, so let's first preheat the oven to 350. And I did read through this recipe at least twice before we started because several times in the last week or so, I have started a recipe and got to the end and realized I forgot to read through it and I missed a step. That's a super bummer because really good recipes end up not being as good because I just missed something. So I encourage everybody to read their recipe first before you start. Always do as I say, not as I do. There you go. All right, so first of all, we are going to want to get a piece of parchment out that is about the width of our baking pan. So this is the new Stone Fusion bread pan from Pampered Chef. So if you are a Pampered Chef watcher and you wanted to see some of the new products and how they work, this is one of the new ones. This is the new Stone Fusion pan. So we are going to take a piece of parchment paper that's just about the same width as the pan. I don't know that I actually need it for the Pampered Chef pan or not, but because there's not stoneware instructions on my recipe, I'm going to go ahead and use a piece of parchment paper. But generally with a stoneware pan, you don't need it. But I just want to make sure that it comes out. All right, so we're going to go ahead and set that aside for now. And if you haven't already, and I have done it for you, you're going to want to combine your flour, your sugar, and your baking powder, your baking soda, your salt, and your pumpkin pie spice. Put them all in a bowl and combine them together with a whisk until they are well combined. Oh, man. Oh, that smell. I love pumpkin season. It's one of my favorites. All right, so there we have it, all mixed together. We're gonna go ahead and set that aside. Next, we are going to add our starter, and that is 1 cup of our unfed starter, our 2/3 of a cup of coconut oil, and our vanilla right to this pan, to this bowl. All right, and we are going to just give this a good little whisk and break it all up there. You see how it kind of looks stringy? That means our gluten are really happy and working well. All right, next we're gonna wanna add 3 room temperature eggs. And we're just going to whisk them up like normal. All right, looks great. All right, next we're gonna add our pumpkin and we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna whisk it until everything is combined. Okay, so I didn't notice when I was first reading these instructions, but it never says to add the dry ingredients. So I'm gonna assume that I can go ahead and add the dry ingredients now. I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm not supposed to add dry ingredients. I didn't write the recipe, but I'm gonna go with, yeah, I think so. So I'm gonna go ahead and add this about 1/3 at a time and then mix it well, getting all of the flour off of the sides, all of my dry ingredients off the sides as I go. And then once it's mixed in there pretty well, we're gonna do it again until all of the dry is incorporated. You know what else I noticed as I was mixing? The directions. It's possible, I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt, it's possible that they were writing the recipe in Italian and then someone translated it forward, because the first part of the recipe said to mix all of the dry ingredients together, and so that is what I did. I mixed all of the dry together. Now the next part of the recipe, which I read after I was already done with it, said to mix the sugar in with the wet stuff, like to almost like cream it. Now that's a dry ingredient, so I almost wish that they would not have put mix the dry together, because I consider sugar to be a dry ingredient. Or they should have started with cream these things together, set aside, mix, then incorporate. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm being picky. Okay, let's get this in the pan. All right, next thing the recipe says to do is to spray your parchment, so I'm gonna do that. Again, I don't think I need to do that with a Pampered Chef loaf pan, but we're gonna do it anyway because our recipe says so. See, I'm not always rebellious, only sometimes. All right, before we put this in here, I'm going to get the pepitas, or the pumpkin, ready to be candied. Well, candied is kind of like a relative term. I don't really think this is candied, but that's beside the point. We're gonna follow the recipe. So we're gonna do half of a teaspoon of coconut oil, 1 teaspoon of honey. We're gonna get it into the microwave for 10 or 15 seconds, see if it's well combining, and then we are gonna cover our pepitas in the bowl. And that did only take about 10 seconds. So let's take our already used bowl. We are gonna pour in 1/3 cup of pepitas, or pumpkin seeds, and then we are going to pour this all over, and then we'll give it a good stir so that those can candy up a little bit. I have never seen this method done before, so I super hope it works, but I've never, yeah, so let's hope. I have no idea. I don't know, I mean, they definitely look sloppy and sticky, so maybe that worked. All right, next we are going to pour our batter right into our pan. The batter itself tastes real good. We're gonna take a flat offset spatula and we're just going to spread out our cake here, our bread. Really, it's a cake. We're just teasing ourselves saying it's bread. Bread is somehow better for us than cake. I don't know. And then lick your spoon if you're okay with eating raw ingredients. I'm totally okay with that. All right, now we're gonna sprinkle the candied pepitas onto the top of our loaf here. And I'm just going to use 2 spoons to do it. And sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle. It already looks beautiful. It already tastes beautiful. As long as it cooks up fine, we're golden, man. This is a keeper of a recipe. You just need to maybe I will make a few tweaks to the recipe, write it a little better, and give them original credit on my website, because it was a little frustrating, obviously, to get halfway through the recipe and realize that the dry ingredients weren't actually supposed to be all of the dry ingredients. So, all right, here we go. And we're gonna get this into our preheated oven for 55 minutes, and I'll be back in 55 minutes to show you the results. We'll see you then. All right, it is out of the oven and cooled. If you're using a stoneware Pampered Chef Stone Fusion Stone, you don't need parchment paper. That just made things a little too gooey. So, but it's perfect. I love the way it turned out, don't get me wrong, but there was a lot of moisture trapped in there. I don't think you needed it. So I'll show you the inside of this stoneware fusion pan after it has come out. The sides didn't have any parchment, so it barely stuck at all. But there you have it. There's the stone fusion. And what do we think about this bread? Well, I'm pretty sure it's pretty fascinating. I love the look of it. I'll show it to you up close right here. Look how beautiful it has turned out. I love the color that the stone fusion pan was able to get. I'm super excited about this bread. All right, so let's grab a knife and cut into this beautiful loaf of bread. Oh yes, look at that beautiful bread. All right, let's give it a taste. Let's see what we think about this sourdough starter pumpkin bread. I'm taking the middle because I love the middle soft bits. I'll eat the end too. So do you remember me saying something about I was worried about how the topping and the pepitas would turn out? Those are really good. That is a really good recipe. And the crumb structure of this is really nice. It's really fluffy and moist. And let's taste specifically, let's taste some of the stoneware area and see how that crust turned out. Yep. Okay, number one, the bread turned out fantastic. The stone fusion pan, I think that any bread that goes in that pan will turn out quite the same, where it has that kind of bit of crunchy because of the stoneware, yet the super soft and moist insides. This recipe, however, is for sure a keeper. I love the texture, the flavor. I don't know that I can taste that it's sourdough, but it's sourdough. It's good. That is a good fall recipe, you guys. If you want to try a brand new bread recipe for the fall, you should try this out. All right, you guys. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, give it a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel. I do videos several times a week, and I'm always up for the next adventure. So if you ever have an idea for me, leave it in a comment of one of my videos, and I promise I will check it out and consider that next adventure. All right, we'll see you next time. Bye. Sounds like another recipe's done. See ya.